Learning English doesn't need to be hard, boring, or full of memorization. When you hear real stories, your brain naturally picks up vocabulary, grammar, and expressions without even realizing it. That's why storytelling is such a powerful way to learn a language. You enjoy the journey and learn while being entertained. So before we dive into today's adventure, make sure to like this video, subscribe to LingTrack, and hit the bell so you never miss one of our weekly stories. Ready for an unforgettable story and a dose of natural English? Let's go! Ethan and his friend Daniel were on the last leg of their trip through Europe. Rome had been magical, and the Vatican City was next on their list. It was a warm morning when they stepped into St. Peter's Square, surrounded by grand architecture and tourists from all over the world. They had planned the day carefully. Vatican museums first, then the Sistine Chapel, and finally St. Peter's Basilica. Daniel was obsessed with art history, while Ethan was just excited to take it all in. As they joined the long line to enter the museums, Ethan checked his phone. No signal. He shrugged and tucked it back into his bag. Inside, the museums were breathtaking. Every hallway led to another masterpiece. Marble statues, enormous tapestries, and ancient maps lined the walls. Ethan tried to keep up with Daniel, who moved quickly, stopping every few steps to point out some detail or fact he had read about before the trip. Somewhere between the gallery of maps and the Raphael rooms, it happened. Ethan stopped for a moment to admire a painting of a stormy sea. When he turned around, Daniel was gone. At first, he didn't panic. He figured Daniel had just moved ahead. He picked up his pace and tried to catch up. But hallway after hallway passed, and there was no sign of Daniel. He waited near a doorway for 10 minutes. Still nothing. Then he circled back. Still nothing. The Vatican museums are more like a maze than a museum. Once you go forward, it's hard to return. And with no phone signal, texting or calling was impossible. He felt his heartbeat speed up just a little. He kept walking, faster now, eyes scanning every group of visitors. He whispered Daniel's name under his breath but didn't want to draw attention. At one point, he thought he saw him near a staircase, but it was someone else, just wearing the same kind of cap. 2 hours passed. Ethan had gone through the entire museum. He entered the Sistine Chapel alone, tilted his head back, and looked at the famous ceiling, but all he could think about was where Daniel might be. There was no sitting, no taking photos, and definitely no calling out names. By the time he reached the exit, he was sweaty, tired, and a little dizzy. The bright sunlight in the courtyard felt like a slap after the dim museum halls. He sat on a low wall near a fountain, not sure what to do next. Then he heard a voice, his name. He turned around, and there was Daniel, looking just as frustrated and tired. They stared at each other for a moment, then laughed. Neither had found the other. Both had walked the entire museum separately. Both had visited the Sistine Chapel alone. Both had waited in different spots, hoping to be found. In the end, it had taken almost 4 hours to reconnect. They found a small cafe nearby and ordered cold drinks. The stress melted away slowly. They told each other what they had seen, comparing memories from the same halls experienced at different times. The day had not gone as planned, but they had a story that would be retold many times. And through this story, you picked up expressions like, tucked it back into his bag, scanned every group, felt his heartbeat speed up, and melted away slowly. These phrases are part of how real English sounds, casual, descriptive, and emotional. You didn't study them, you lived them. That's the magic of learning through stories. It's English that sticks. If you liked this story, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to LingTrack for more adventures like this. Now tell us in the comments, have you ever lost someone while traveling? What did you do? We're excited to hear your stories. See you in the next one.